we're going to review just quickly something to have in mind, because this is probably one of the most confusing rules when it comes to jiu-jitsu, and especially when people get in no-gi, because you have a lot of wrestlers that transition their way into no-gi, and some guys that just avoid the gi altogether. So one of the basic rules, and it comes from IBJJF, and there's a reason for it, that you have to be aware of. Let's take a step back and let's think about wrestling, okay? Wrestling is all about domination, dominant position, because you have to do that to get to the pin, and that's the rule set, right? There's one way, there's two ways of winning a host more. Basically, points or pin, but the main objective is to pin the opponent. How do you get to the pin? You have to dominate the opponent. So in wrestling, let's say that Jackson takes a shot on me. So he takes a shot, the shot fails, right? I put my weight down, I get to a front headlock position, and then I take his back. How many points is that in wrestling? 2. That's 2 points. That's a takedown. Okay, that's a takedown in wrestling. Same situation happens in jiu-jitsu. Jackson takes a shot, I post, I sprawl back, I take his back. How many points is that in jiu-jitsu? 0. A big fat goose egg. It's 0. Let's rewind. Now, instead of Jackson having a failed shot, we come in, I snap him down, and then I do my go behind. How many points is that? No, in jiu-jitsu.
2.
It's 2. Because I initiated the takedown. See, in wrestling, it doesn't matter whether I initiate the takedown or my opponent initiates the takedown. If I get past his elbows to his back, that's 2 points. In jiu-jitsu, it is not. I have to be the one that's initiating the takedown. Do you understand that? So as a ref, you really have to be paying attention, right? So if I'm here, he shoots, he initiated the takedown. He basically has the card. Like that's what they would say in fencing. He has the card. That means he has the opportunity to score. I don't, okay, even if I get his back. But it completely changes if I'm the one coming here and I snap and then I get behind him. That's 2 points for me. This is one aspect that people just don't understand. And they're like, what? Why did he not get 2 points? Well, he didn't initiate the takedown. This isn't wrestling. So you seem that it's kind of a little backwards. And I used to be, well, you just need to change the rule. They need to change the rule. No, what it does is it really, it's kind of like in sport karate, why some rule sets you can't punch to the face. You know, that's pretty stupid. No, the idea of it is if we allow punches to the face, then it just turns into a boxing match. And then you lose everything when it comes to kicking, all the other techniques that are in karate or taekwondo, right? So the idea of this behind jiu-jitsu is, hey, we want you to have the technique to take somebody down, not just wait and dominate their mistake. Kind of goes back to what we were talking about. When somebody makes a mistake, you don't want to win the match because of somebody else's mistake, okay? So it's a very important understanding that you'll see people at tournaments. They'll be like, oh, the ref stinks. He didn't count that as a takedown. It's ridiculous. No, under that rule set, that makes sense, okay? So we're gonna talk about 2 different snap downs, or 2 different approaches to the snap down and how we're gonna take it back. The first one's pretty basic, okay? The first one, that's good, bud. That's all I wanted was